Yes, people, welcome to another edition of the Rings and Things Fantasy Basketball Podcast. I'm joined here today by Stevie, aka South Norwood Knights.
I know, South Norwood Knights in the building. This is my first introduction. I came in the first episode, my first introduction. Oh, yeah. South Norwood Knights, talk to me, Knights, let's go.
We've got Curtis representing the what? Well, it's not a Buff City, no, it's Brum City Blaze, isn't it?
You know the name. You know the name,
mate. Sorry.
Oi, what's happening, boys? Let's move forward. What's happening, boys? Obviously, Curtis here, looking after the Brum City Blaze, still doing bits, always doing bits. But let's get into it.
Mate, you're a bit of a distant memory these days. And we've got Dione representing PAR, Point Assisting Rebounders. And then you've got myself, JT, representing Atlanta Snipers. So again, another big episode for you lot today. A lot of stuff to unpack. We'll be looking at the fantasy league as usual, standings, waiver wire, a couple injuries. We're going to whiz through some of the NBA news, especially what's going on with the Knicks and some trade rumors. But before we get into all of that, here's Tahir to explain the rules of our league for you.
Here's your quick run through and guide to the NN2 Basketball Association Fantasy League. We have 9 teams in our competition, including the Atlanta Snipers, Bath City Pythons, Brum City Blaze, Croydon Crusaders, Clutch City, the Essex Eurostep, Leicester Red Eyeballs, Point Assisting Rebounders, and the South Norwood Knights. Each team has 13 players in their roster, 10 are active and 3 are on the bench. Players can be changed once a week, but once the first game they're scheduled to play in that week has started, they'll be locked in exactly where they are. Teams were determined via a draft. Players not selected go into the free agency pool and can be picked up twice a week with a bid from a budget of $100. Players go to the highest bidding team. Another way to get players is via trades. 2 teams can do a single or multiplayer trade, and all trades are signed off by the commissioner to ensure they're not too one-sided. We use a rotisserie style scoring format, so when one of your players scores points, they will be added to your team's total for the year. If your team has scored the most points, you will be awarded 9 points. If your team has scored the least, you will get 1 point. This is a case across all of our 9 categories: field goal percentage, free throw percentage, 3-pointers made, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, and points. The owner with the most points across the year will be crowned NBA Fantasy Champions of the NN2 Basketball Association.
Okay, lads, let's tip off. Firstly, how's your week's been? Just want to know, you know?
Great.
Yeah?
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Great. Thanks for asking. Great.
Of course, man. Shit. I mean, I've had a decent week still.
I hear it.
Had a good week.
I hear it, man.
Just in life and in fantasy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Especially in fantasy, fam. Dione, how's your week been? Too bad?
It's been quite good, actually. I've enjoyed this week.
Yeah.
Had a lot of free time on my hands. Enjoyed this week. Fun week.
Curtis?
It's not been a bad week at all, you know. Starting to get some positive news towards the end of it, so I can't complain at all.
What positive news is this? What are you talking about? What is?
For starters, Christian Wood's returning to training, you know. That's obviously going to be a big piece returning to my team. D'Lo back at training. And we've got about 2 weeks to the trade deadline, so I imagine Drummond will be somewhere. So what we say, lads?
Why you got that look in your eyes like, yo, I'm ready for war? Something like, what's going on?
You know, obviously I've had a few dons chilling for about a month and a half, and I've had a bit of chat from a few guys. It's taken about 6 weeks for them to move in the table, but you know, I'm just waiting for a few explanations, a bit of context.
Do you know what? Let me cut the shit. Let me cut the shit, right? Let me just go straight for the jugular, because I've had enough. You, sir, yeah. Let me just let the people know. This guy was talking so friggin' much at the start of this thing. Yeah, 4 weeks into the season, this guy was talking. Oh yeah, lads, the league's wrapped up. The league's done. That's it. It's over. Curtis, don't piss me off. It was not bagged.
You know what?
Yeah? Well, it's not. Is it?
It was
not. Is it?
You know what?
Chatting rubbish.
I think at the time, obviously I'd have to go back and check what I said word for word. I believe I said, if not for the fantasy gods and injuries, it would have been bagged.
You absolutely did not say that at all. You're probably talking about last season, mate.
No. Obviously, that would have got wrapped up as well. Let's not go back there. But obviously, current season.
Yeah.
I believe I said if it's not for, the things that can happen in fantasy in terms of injuries, I had a roster that would have bagged it. And literally when main players, we're talking 3 of my top 6 picks, I ain't heard no one give proper context. When they went down, it's taken a month and a half for certain guys to move. So I don't know what people are happy about, to be honest.
Say lads, who have I had out for pretty much all of the season right now?
Anthony Davis.
Oh, okay. Is that my top pick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And did I not have Karis LeVert come out with a kidney problem?
Yes, sir.
Oh, is that another person who's like pretty much putting down like D-Lo numbers? Oh, okay. So that's 2 guys.
Jay, can I ask you a quick question, Jay?
Oh, yeah, go on.
Ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
While AD's been injured or while he's had to go on your bench, you've had available slots to move players around, right? You haven't.
Excuse me. Hold on.
I'm just checking. Sorry, just for context. I'm just checking. Could you take him at your roster?
Oh no, absolutely, I could. But guess what happened? Guess what happened? Guess what happened? If you're not mistaken, or actually you definitely are mistaken, I had a forward spot out for a week, bro. Yeah, I had to. Yeah, you see, you're acting like you've forgotten, bro.
Are we talking single weeks, Jay? Can we please put things on levels? I'm talking 6-7 weeks worth of players out. You're talking about one done. AD who's been playing down.
No, bro. I'm talking about the fact that I didn't have a replacement to put in his place, fam.
Jay, so you had available slots on your bench. What I'm talking about, is when you've got 3 of your top 6 picks in your bench slots. Bro. That puts you in a position where you have to drop active roster spots to pick up players. There's a difference.
So tell me, why did you manage to why did you shake so much, and drop Rashawn Holmes for Wendell Carter? Let's talk about that. That's a real shake.
No, let's talk about it. Talk about it. I don't call it shaking because, as I said, let's keep the context. My bench is already full of players that are out. Rashard Holmes was out for a further 2 weeks when I dropped him. I got to a point I thought I need to start getting production. My team.
That's what you said. You got to a point where you thought, but because the next week, fam, he started to play, fam. That's on you. And let me tell you something,
But he'd already been out for a week, Jay. By the time I dropped him, he'd already been out for a week and a bit. Let's give,
just to quote the great man yourself, you said.
One thing I'll say is I'm quite good at reading teams.
You're quite good at reading teams.
A lot of teams make off-season moves and come to a season where you don't really know. I'm quite good at looking at teams and making a favourable choice. Who's not going to drop off? Who's going to have that little bit of extra usage, that little bump forward? And I think I've managed to do the same this year.
You absolutely fucking didn't, mate. Rashard Holmes is having a mad season, fam. And you, what? What did you do?
No. Jay. Rashard Holmes has started balling over the last 3-4 weeks. Let's not say he's had a mad season because before that he was putting up 12 and 8. And if any other player in waivers was putting up 12 and 8, none of you that would be talking. So let's calm that down a little bit. Calm that down a little bit. Especially he wouldn't be talking as well. I know that for a fact. But carry on, Stevie.
Okay, you put Wendell Carter in your team.
Yeah.
You was hyping up Wendell Carter.
No. Explain hype, Stevie. Me adding him and just trying to see what he puts up is that hype.
Bro, you were hyping it because we were shocked that you dropped Rashawn Holmes for this guy. Okay, we understand he was out for a little bit, but it wasn't enough. You've already got all these players, bro. You've already got all these players out. That 1 week extra was not hurting your team, bro. For what the production you've lost in the 2 players, you're going to drop Dwight Howard, and you're not going to dare tell me you're not going to drop.
Talking shit, bro.
All right, then, cool. Stop.
Let me give context. Why am I playing Dwight Howard, Stevie? As a fantasy manager, as a fantasy manager, why have I put Dwight Howard in what's recently happened? Cook with your head.
Embiid will be back.
Embiid
will be back very soon. Dwight Howard's not going to play all these.
It's going to be a couple of weeks until Hugh comes back, Stevie.
But is it worth
coming back in the next couple weeks?
Embiid, but was it worth really dropping Dwight Howard for the 2-3 weeks of production you're gonna get?
You mean dropping Wendell Carter? Or do you mean Holmes?
The whole season of Rashawn Holmes or 2-3 weeks of Dwight Howard? Let's think of that. All right.
No one in here knew.
Let's move on.
No one in here knew.
Let's do that.
No one in here knew that Bagley was going to get injured, but move on to Garland.
All right.
Continue.
Dead food.
Continue.
Bro. Very bang average, fam.
It's adding players into the roster.
Bro, listen.
Oh, now we're going to go on like we don't know how many to come available. Continue on to Garland, Stevie, because you're chatting.
Out of Garland and Rashawn Holmes, if you're telling me you would rather drop Rashawn Holmes out of him and Garland, that makes 0 sense, bro. 0 sense.
He's been shaky all year,
Let me add some context because, again, we've got people that either don't understand fantasy or they do. When you play fantasy audience out there, you've got a capped number of slots you can use. I had
They're
no
aware.
choice but to fill up a centre slot because I've got 2 centres on my bench in Drummond and Christian Woods. I'm not going to drop one of them in order to get another centre on my team. I'm going to use a centre that's in my roster that was on the bench before, as in my dispensable centre.
Huh?
Does it
What?
make
You got
sense?
Rashawn Holmes. You got
Exactly.
Rashawn Holmes. What
He
you-
was
what
on
you
the
talking
bench.
about?
He was on the bench before I
What?
got all my players injured.
You just said you wouldn't drop a centre because you had 2 centres on your
No,
bench.
I said
and
I'd
you
drop
dropped
a more
Rashawn Holmes.
dispensable centre out of Drummond,
You just
Christian
added that. You
Woods.
just added that. You just added that. But it's all right.
Did I just add the word
We can listen
dispensable
back to
now?
this. We can listen to this back, but
We can listen to it back so the audience will hear. You're either going to listen or you're not going to listen. But I said I dropped the most dispensable centre. Out of those 3, who's the most dispensable? Is it not Rashard Holmes, Christian Woods, Drummond and him? Like, there's literally logic and sense to each move I've made. It was a risk. I took a risk.
Gentlemen,
Simple.
to quote the great Dylan White, you're talking rubbish.
All
Okay,
right,
out
yes,
here.
all right, all right.
Listen.
Get that shit out of
The
here.
bottom line is, yeah, you have to understand, like,
The bottom line is, it was one person that I've dropped. One person.
You're gonna get back up there, but when you said you wrapped the league, bro, like come on.
I said if it weren't for injuries, I would have bagged it.
Bro, but that's stupid to say. Not for injuries, it's basketball, bro.
It's not stupid to say.
Bro, anyone that says, "Oh, if I don't get injuries, then I've won the league," bro. Anyone can.
I
say
said
that.
if I don't get any drastic injuries, as in
bro,
for months,
anyone can say that.
I would have
man.
bagged it. And that's not just saying either get any little week here, week there. I'm just saying if I didn't get any drastic injuries, I thought I would have bagged it, and I've got to at the same time.
Steph Curry last year, 3 months for me, fam. I find all this to be very bloody, blah.
But it's one player. That's the thing that you lot are being
DeAndre
stupid about. It's not 3 players at once.
DeAndre Ayton ban as well. Do you remember that? Oh,
what are you saying? What? Who?
DeAndre Ayton ban as well. Do you want to go look at the stats from last year?
Who else?
DeAndre Ayton.
Last year.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton as well.
Yeah.
So that's
what are you saying? I don't understand.
3 months, bro. If Steph Curry dropped from your team for 3 months, bro, him alone, you would have been in a third conversation, bro. You could have still had Drummond. You could have
if I could have had them other 3 players in and Steph Curry out.
If Curry was injured for 3 months and them were playing, you wouldn't be.
And none of them not come out. You lot have lost your heads. You lot have lost your heads.
Let's get to that.
You lot have lost your heads.
Not only have you
you're comparing one player's production to 3.
I'm absolutely cooking.
Stevie, you're not cooking nothing. It's self-proclaimed. It's
self-proclaimed. I'm not dropping points.
You know when man I got dead pots. You know when man I got dead pots. He's just moving air. Counting you, bro.
It was funny till you realised you were dead at the game.
Who's dead at the game?
I'm above you in this thing. Yeah.
Because of injuries. Wait. Let's give the audience some context. Stevie, did you have any shot of moving past me in this league until I lost all 3 of my guys for over a month?
Of course I did.
You hadn't moved anywhere near me. It took like a month and a half.
Of course I had a shot.
It took like a month and a half.
Of course I had a shot. Don't be ridiculous.
And a half, Stevie.
That's like saying, oh, like if I never had any injuries, I win the league.
Come on, man. And a half.
Come on, man.
All right.
Listen, leagues are 1 in a month and a half. Leagues are 1 in a whole year.
Month and a half. If you lost 3 of your top 6 picks for a month and a half, you'd be nonsense.
Yeah, probably be peak. But like that's part of the game.
I'm holding it, and I'm still telling you straight. You're not going to finish above me.
Hold that L, man. Hold that L.
Just remember that.
The L's on your head, man.
Jay.
Yes, pal.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, mate.
What are the ways of acquiring players in fantasy?
So you can trade, you can go on a waiver wire, and obviously their draft.
Okay, so Curtis had the option of trading some of these injured players, correct?
Oh yes, he did try and get me literally the week before Christian went down and Andre Drummond was out for a little while.
But
you're looking very skeptical right now, but yeah.
He couldn't find any suitable trades. Is that what I'm assuming that's what he's going to say, right?
He always looks for a balanced trade. He's always got his briefcase out as well.
Okay, I think it's interesting. My overall takeaway from this Curtis failure is that you're dropping players when you don't have to. And you have 3 injured players on your roster at the same time when you don't have to. You can trade, and it's not going to be a balanced trade because you're trading an injured player. But you've decided to not trade. That's ownership. That's general managing. That's on you. If you wanted to get rid of Drummond, and this is when, bear in mind, we don't know how long Drummond's out. It was at the start, it was a lot more short term. Could have traded him, could have got a nice pick back, but you decided, nah, I'm going to hold on to this one. That's on you. That's a you decision.
Can I give a response to, some of the statements that were made?
You can't. Do you know why you can't? Because you're a liar.
I don't lie. There's no need to lie. Because clearly I can say, at the beginning of this process, when a few of those players went down, I did put out 1 or 2 trades.
Oh, 1 or 2. You should have put out 3 or 4.
I'm a seasoned GM. I know how it works, You can try and get some value out of it. You can try and, let it wait. I've obviously got to a point where it just made sense to wait at this stage. And I've got a couple of weeks left until I believe I'm going to have at least 2 or 3 of those players back. So I'm still okay. And as you said, it's on me. I should have made the move if I was worried about it.
That's the rule I'm trying to get. There we go.
Let's move on.
He was saying all of that wind
for nothing.
I'm a season.
But there was still a point because I'm still going to come top 3.
All right, cool. All that wind. I'm a season. Yeah, just
I don't know what people are panicking about.
Just say that's on me. I should have made a trade. I shouldn't have held them.
I could have made a trade. I still believe I'm coming top 3, so I'm happy to wait at this point. I could have shortened it. I apologise, lads.
I apologise for bad team ownership. That's what it is at the end of the day.
All it is because I've been hearing a lot of waffle on a couple of episodes, so I know I'm just
So you thought you'd come out defensive. Just a lot of
context. Just context, not defensive, just context.
But during the context, not once did you say you tried to trade them. Because you're a liar. You're a dishonest person. Because you're a liar.
At that stage, we were discussing the moving standings. We weren't really going into every aspect of who's on my roster and why. So
and speaking of the standings, just for context as well. So Marcus is still top with 55 points. Stevie has now gone second with 46 points. Very impressive. Yeah. Flex, fam. You deserve. Jermaine is level on points with Stevie, but because Stevie has more. Yeah, Stevie doesn't have any ones. So Stevie's not bottom in any category, and Jermaine's bottom in free throw. Stevie is above him. I'm 4th. I'm sitting pretty finally, 42. With no first. Yeah, I am sitting pretty. Yes, I am, Curtis.
Okay, mate.
With no first pick. Anyway, I'm about to go through it with no AD for almost 10 weeks, You know that's gonna be the spell. I hope you know that, right? Okay. Anyway, Curtis is 5th with 39 points after being third, second, third, and wrapping up the league and all that shit.
It's been a lot of weeks.
Demela is in 6th with 38. Ray, Bath City Pythons 35. Tahir 32, and Dione is still bottom with 27. Not looking good.
Still bottom?
Oh yeah, sugar. Yeah, you weren't. But well, this is
how. Listen. When you listen to the as we in the Twitter sphere call them, the MSM. The mainstream media, they'll tell you lies. They'll tell you what you wanted. They won't tell you the truth. This whole podcast has now been discredited because the host, the leader of this podcast is a liar. He's a public-facing liar. But carry on.
It's fake news, man.
Fake news. Well, the only team's the greatest of all time, and it's not. See, that's fake. Yeah. Do you want me to? Should I continue lying?
Come on, let's
continue. Exactly. Should I continue lying?
That was just a bad joke.
Yeah, it was. Permission to cut that one out, or
no?
That is staying all the way in.
No chance.
L. Anyway, So by the standings, what do you lot think?
Yeah, I've been cooking, man. MPJ, like, I know I keep saying all that banter, $71, but bro, I saw it. It's just the COVID thing, getting back into the team. It was just a longer process. He knows that the only way he stays in the team is if he gets that block. I know Malone, Coach Malone has said to him, if you do not get this block per game, I'm not playing you. As long as he stays aggressive defensively, he's going to get the shots. I think he's going to carry on. I've given me about 18, 8 and 1. That's all I wanted from him. So, that's what I really wanted from him at the time. I'm saying, like, 18, 8 and 1. So hopefully it stays like that. And, just hope it continues. But the whole team's firing. Oh, Power as well. Power got him. Everyone's laughing how much money I had.
That was a big pick. There's
still a lot of things I can shake out. I'm not oblivious to the fact that rotation change and stuff like that. But my main team is still cooking. Giannis is starting to go triple-double now, so with the block. So
yeah, that's killing me, man. That is killing
me, man. We're cooking,
bro. Kantar is secretly just eating up boards for you, bro.
Yeah, man. I had to get that cheap and cheerful, man. I had to get that one. Still heard that, but things can change. You know what I'm saying? Rotations and that.
I got to ask you though, is any of your players up for trading?
Bro, I've been open to trades the
You
whole
sound
season.
desperate.
Asking a question, fam.
I know you're asking the question. I know. You sound desperate.
That's not a desperate question. That was a
Bro,
host question. Fam.
I've got bare players available, and as much as I'm beefing every GM all the time, I'm really open to trades. Like that's the thing. I don't mind, honestly.
You should have told Curtis.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
You should have told him about a month ago.
I've offered I'm offered.
It offered me something, but come on now.
But it wasn't like no. But this is the thing.
No, Curtis, it doesn't look so bad now, does it?
No, I always start at like
It wouldn't
a
have
benchmark.
helped.
Yeah,
It wouldn't have helped.
I always start at a benchmark of like, this is where we're at. Cause I'm not going over the top. You just accept it, and then it's like, raw. Like,
Yeah.
I've shown my cards to everyone. If he accepts a trade and then we don't do it, I've shown my cards in terms of what I'm going to do with it. So, but I've got I'll say on the podcast, bro. Oladipo's there, fam. Just come correct when you're talking to me, innit?
Okay. That's not where we. I think should talk about the biggest movers. So obviously you're one of them. Myself, in terms of biggest movers going up the table, I'm really happy with how my team's moving, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think I deserve a little bit of fitness as well. Tobias Harris should get a good little run in.
Where did you move?
I moved from 6th, bro.
So I don't know. I'm sorry. You're saying it like I'm calling you out. I genuinely don't.
Yeah, I took offense to it. Do you know what? I was 6th, 5th. I was floating around 5th and 6th for a little while.
I just
because
said you were steady 5th. Yeah.
I was, but then I went down because someone stole a category off me, which I was very concerned about. But I'm not gonna bait up the category, but I was very concerned about it. No, it wasn't you.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't you. But I was concerned, but I've managed to regain in that. And luckily now, like I said, Tobias Harris, he's looking like he's going to get a bit of extra burn. Finally, I actually have a player who's going to profit off the back of someone being injured as opposed to it being the other way. So, yeah, that should work in my favor. Listen, Trae Young is going mad right now, bro. And so, yeah, bro. Well, his last game, he was a bit meaty, but he's getting them assists for me. Shai Gilgeous is cooking. Rashawn Holmes. Oof.
Yeah.
That pickup was key, boy.
We can do business, though. We can do business.
Nah, fam. Not with him. But Tobias Harris potentially.
I don't want to talk.
But of course, I got my boy back. I spoke about that in the last episode. Karis LeVert's back. And yeah, man, everything's looking kind of good for me now. I gained a few points. I'm still in the battle for a couple more. So yeah, we'll see. I might make a few little moves, but I'm happy with how everything's going. Another big mover in the table was Ray Ray.
Yeah.
Ray gained a lot of points. He was bottom, from the last week's edition. And now he's 7th now with 35 points. So his team's
2 words, man.
Oof.
Draymond Green, man. That's my one.
Yeah.
No,
that was a good pick.
It's the wrong 2 words. It's the wrong 2 words.
I'd say James.
No, wait, go on.
The correct 2 words, as I always say, it's early. It's early. When people are picking up 4 or 5 points in the night, it is definitely still early.
It's still early for the league, yeah, but I'm talking about where he's taken his biggest leap. It would coincide with when he's had Draymond Green in his team.
I'm not saying Draymond Green isn't a factor. I'm not saying that's not a point to make. But the key to it is it's early. Like things can still change dramatically at these early stages.
Yeah. Some of the players though for Ray that are going off just for the people and for you lot as well. Westbrook, goodness me, bro. Westbrook is going bonkers. 27, 9, 11, and 4, 20, 10, 5, 25, 8, 5, 42, 12, and 10. Bro, he's just going mad in every single stat. James Harden as well, getting triple doubles. He's got Valanciunas is going blind, bro. And of course, Jimmy. Bro, yeah, Ray will soon start picking up mad points if he just stops shaking. Yeah. And he just needs to stop shaking. Oh yeah, and actually one of the biggest movers down was you guys.
Yeah. No, obviously it's been an accumulation, hasn't it? It's been about 6 weeks now. I've not had about 5, 6 active players in my roster consistently. I'm more surprised at how long it's taken me to drop to this place, which kind of tells me that I've obviously got a decent mix of players. It's just getting games played. Yeah, because I think having, it is literally 3 of my top 6 picks having them out for half of the league's time so far.
Yeah, jokes aside, bro, your team's actually not dead. Like if we're going to keep it a buck, your team's actually not dead. It's just your roster decisions
Yeah.
may have been a bit questionable.
Although, you know what? You can look at that one pickup, but then you can also look at other players that I'd picked up over the year. Look at DeAndre Hunter, who was starting to ball out. He was due to have a breakout year. These were all players taking up slots that you forced to drop.
Bullshit. Don't let him pull the wool over your eyes. He's doing it again. We're letting him talk. No.
He does it every time. He's done it again.
We're letting him talk shit.
You can't call it without context.
We're letting him talk shit again. Like,
explain how.
We're talking about your roster, and again, all Curtis wants to do is talk about the players that he's dropped and the players that he's picked up. That's all he wants to do. But again, he has the chance to say, yes, the roster's what it is because I haven't made trades. But he's decided not to.
Whereas you keep focusing on the point of trades, and I'm not the person that brought up who I dropped in this occasion. So you can't direct it at me and say I'm bringing up who I'm dropping and who I've picked up if other people are bringing up who I've picked up and who I've dropped.
No one talks about a pickup.
But if you mention who I've dropped, there's context to it and there's players I've picked up.
We're talking about rosters in general. We're talking about your roster construction, your team management. That's what we're talking about.
Speaking of which, we'll look at that now. So, I mean, if we talk about team management, having a look at the waiver wire, Curtis, you've added Dwight Howard now recently and dropped Wendell Carter.
Yeah.
So that was a week. A week of Wendell Carter. Why?
It was longer than a week.
Was it longer than a week?
Wendell Carter. Yeah, I've had Wendell Carter for...
Terrible mistake then.
All-star, innit? All-star.
I've had Wendell Carter since I dropped Holmes. But essentially, it's a fantasy move. Most players don't recognise that when a certain player goes down on the roster, in this case it was Markkanen, it opens up his position in the roster. Wendell Carter was coming back. He's going to be able to get touches. I wanted to see what he would do. He didn't do great. It's as simple as.
I'm sorry, from the start, I just looked at it and said, nah, like it just wasn't a good pickup.
And at the time, Holmes wasn't doing what Holmes is doing now, and he was injured.
Jay,
there's other centers.
Jay, you know the audio you played from Curtis talking rubbish whenever he was talking rubbish?
Uh-huh.
Wasn't that about him saying he has a pretty good idea of what players are going to do early into the season?
Definitely was.
But now he wants to say, well, he's not doing what I thought he would do.
Hey.
If you say you have a good idea, it doesn't mean I'm going to do it 100% of the time. Like, it don't make no sense. I'm not going to be 100 for 100 on pickups.
No,
Can anyone be 100 for 100?
Do you know what? Cool. Fair enough. I'm waiting for you to get to like 50% because you should have known Drummond was going to get sat down.
Yeah.
No?
I said this
I didn't know he was going to take this long to get moved, and no one in here can tell me they knew it was going to take a month and a half for him to get moved because it never happens.
Maybe a month.
I knew he was going to get moved. And
maybe a month, maybe 2 weeks.
You never know, though. You never know.
This has happened before in the league, innit?
There we go.
This happened at least once or twice before in our fantasy league. So it is very rare. But I'm saying, like, everyone knew that Drummond's Cav situation is just not happening.
I can't think of a player of Drummond's caliber that's happened to, and I don't think anyone else here can. Not of that caliber. Not for a month and a half.
So do you wanna like explain why you dropped Carl Anderson then and added Will Barton?
Carl Anderson, you can see there's no consistency to what he was doing.
Yeah.
See, it's been suspect moves, isn't it?
Kyle Anderson. Oh,
Kyle Anderson.
No, but you can't look weeks down the line.
You stink,
and not look back to when I first picked him up.
Oh God, no.
You have to look back to when I first picked him up. As simple as.
Listen.
And obviously, when he started dying up, when he's been injured again, he's been in and out of the roster.
What good moves have you made?
Since the start of this year, I've obviously picked up. I've had Garland. I picked up Halliburton, who again he was starting to ball and he's been hurt. Like I get the fact that you lot are saying I've made 1 or 2 moves that are like, okay, why did you pick them up? But the difference being, you lot have never been in them conditions. You're all talking from experience.
Wow. Is that all the good moves?
I was going to list them off, but I'm not going to. I can list more. I can list more.
You stopped at 2 and
I can list more. The player that everyone's
and then started serving waffles.
Like investigation, mate.
The player that everyone's talking about was someone that I picked up, Rashad Holmes, in the first place. Because we can go back on the list, but as I said, people are speaking from waffle experience. When in this league, I hit on waivers more than most other people do, and that's fact.
All right, let's move on, man, because I'm tired of the waffle now.
Yeah,
bullshit. Bullshit.
So, lads, I picked up Marcus Smart and I dropped Tyler Hero.
I don't care.
$1.
But that's kind of dead as well.
You didn't rate the Marcus Smart pick?
Nah, I just think Tyler Hero can start cooking, but you know, Marcus Smart might be able to do it.
But I just think that's Tyler Hero. I think Tyler Hero just has
just
that vibe about him that he can start cooking at any point. But when you really look at it, he doesn't really
He's
ever.
not cooking
does he?
enough. You're saying.
He doesn't ever really take that next step.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And that's what was happening often. But Ray, oh god, Dione, literally off the last podcast, man, you said, what are the odds of him dropping Nerlens Noel, you know, without him playing? And really, I should have given the odds, mate. Flipping hell, they were so high, bro. You dropped Nerlens Noel and added Kevin Porter Jr. I mean, it's not the worst move, but it's like,
it's not gonna last long, bro.
Why you?
Because at the same time,
tips in the thing, man.
it's not exactly spending a lot of money on these players, but Ray's always been the kind of guy that he likes to pick up different players on his roster, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's
$1 here, $1 there.
No.
I think when you start dropping big for little and little for big and doing all those sorts of moves, it can get confusing. And you look at your roster one day and you realize, oh shit, I've got no more centers or I've got no more whatever position.
Ray has less money than me, bro.
How? You spent $71 on one player.
This is what I'm saying, bro.
I don't think the thing ever was with Michael Porter Jr. It was never a question of whether it was a good pick. It's just that you paid a lot. I don't think anyone paid anywhere near there, if that makes sense. But it's fine. Right. It's them ones, isn't it?
You got him.
Norman Powell, dirt cheap. Go on, Jay. Sorry.
Yeah, that was a
good pick.
Very good pick, fam. Yeah. We need to talk about him anyway. Moving on in our league, injury-wise, a couple updates. So obviously AD now, we all knew AD was out for 4 weeks. Well, he was going to get reevaluated in 4 weeks after they said he was going to be out for a couple of weeks, and now he's out for an extra 3 weeks, which is really peak. We've lost a soldier. I think Curtis's battery's died, lads. We'll cook. Yeah. You know what it is? I think we cooked him too much. You know, man.
Listen, sometimes it happens especially when you have older batteries as well on your devices. The heat just tends to fry the device.
Yeah. He's getting cooked, man.
Cooked him up, man. But yeah, yes, obviously.
Take your lies and cut.
Yeah, get out of here. No, I'm not gonna
lie.
He's
a liar. I don't know why you lied him on. He's a liar. I told you, man.
Might be like Uncle Phil.
I told you, man. I don't want to talk to him. He's a liar. He's a liar. I don't want to talk to him anymore. He's a liar.
I think that Curtis wants to warp the truth because he knows, like, yes, his deal was happened, but the man management has been poor. It's been very poor.
One disagreement. He doesn't want to warp the truth. He wants to lie, but he's a liar. He's not interested in warping nothing. He's a liar.
Oh, mate.
Despicable. Sorry, Jay, I cut you off there.
So I wasn't gonna get the strings out per se, but I was gonna be like, yo, like, man, them know what it is already with AD. I've set my team up now. I'm just gonna have to let it rock. And
what do you mean, man? Them know what it is with AD?
Fam, you know what it is, man. If I had AD in my team, I would not be where I am. I'd definitely be above Jermaine. Facts. I'll be top 3. But these are the breaks. So I've had to adapt, and we move forward.
So did you say you'd be top 3?
I'd be top 3 if AD was in my team right now, bro.
Jay, stop, man. Man needs to really look at the table and look at my team and then establish, like, is my team... Wait. Is my team actually better? No, because when I was third, yeah... Oh, your team's better than Jermaine's. I hear it still.
This is what I'm... Bruv. This is what
that was pointless. Stevie said, clear out, everyone. I got this. Make way. I'm coming through. Wait a second. Wrong door.
Yeah, you're learning too much of Kyrie.
Tom Thibodeau. Ice.
Oh, and a quick ice so it's just
airborne. So Stevie, no new injury concerns. Happy for you there. Hating a little bit, but happy. Fournier out for Kurdish with COVID, and obviously Christian Wood's nearing a return.
Not quite out of the woods yet, though.
Nice.
Thank you.
Ray, no fresh injury concerns. He's blessed. I'm sorry, obviously, it's bereavement for DeRozan, and obviously, everyone here obviously wishes his, sends our condolences. But of course, yes.
Of course. That's just one of those things where it sums up my season. Not that a player's fathers died. It sums up my season that when it happens, the team's on a road trip. So he ain't joining. He ain't coming back to this team. They're on the road. I think they're out east as well.
Yeah.
I doubt he's going to be flying east after his father's funeral to come and dribble basketball. It's like, yeah, of course, this is my season. Things happen, swings and roundabouts. You know how it goes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, guys, I haven't mentioned. I've got 2 rings back to back, but let's continue.
That's so random. What the fuck?
I just realised that it's been this long and no one's wanted to hail up. But anyway, let's carry on. Oh, wait a second. Let's really talk about it. I've got a ring.
I've got a ring.
Oh,
Curtis has got a ring.
I've got a ring.
Stevie's got a ring.
The first one ever.
What's that thing?
Explain yourself.
Explain myself. Okay, yeah, okay. Raw. I feel like blood. I feel it's like that. Have you seen that TikTok? Have you seen them TikToks? Yeah, when that music starts happening from when they're onto the person. Like, yo, okay, let me explain myself. Okay, where should I start? Okay, you ready? 3 seasons ago, or 2 seasons ago, yeah, I had LeBron James. LeBron James is Mr. Terminator. Doesn't get injured. Right, lads, just let me rock. Yeah. Hey, Stevie, can you put the violin music in the background for me?
Yeah.
I've heard this way too many times, so I'm going to just lay out.
Yeah. Stevie, I need the instrumental just a little bit. Just a press louder, yeah? Yeah, let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Yes, right. So I've had LeBron James out, yeah? Listen, Mr. Terminator out at Christmas Day when I was top of the league fighting with Curtis. And then he goes out for the whole second half of the season, yeah? I finished what? 4th when I had Yusuf Nurkic as well, who went down with a broken leg, and I was 3rd place, and Nurkic went down as well, people. Like, I don't think you're understanding how peak that is. So that's LeBron and my best center out in the whole second half of the season, and Curtis goes on to win the title, and Dione finishes above me from being from bottom of the league. Anyway, it's just peak, bro. That season. Then you are forgetting last season. See, everyone don't want to talk about this one. When Cat missed the 82 games a season. Cat misses bare games. And we don't want to talk about that. And we don't want to talk about Kyrie. We don't talk about Kyrie just going missing the whole of last season. We're not going to talk about that either.
Kyrie's an injury-prone player, though. I've told you that before. Stop
Don't piss
bringing
me
it
off.
up. No, Jay. You're being rude now because I've wasted my time telling you stop bringing that one up, and you're still bringing that one up.
Days, bro.
You know the rules. If he's an injury-prone player, we can't talk about injuries.
I don't even know this story because it's so irrelevant to what happened last
I was happy to let you cook, but then when you started messing up the recipe, I got to step in.
All right, cool. But we can all admit that's 2 years in a row now. 2
You
years
had
in a
no
row.
chance of
At this
winning
point,
that shit.
hold on. That's 2 years in a row. First pick's out. Okay. And then my second pick out. Cool. Injury prone. But then we're also forgetting John Collins out. Yeah. With some drug scandal nonsense. Yeah. So let's not act like that. And also I had Carousel, Horse and Caris out as well in previous years. So let's stop effing about. Right. And now this season, I've got another first pick out, fam. And I'm holding it down. It's looking ominous.
You picked AD, it's your business, bro. We said
You lot are pissing me off, man.
Don't complain about injury-prone players.
Said to you,
Don't
bro.
do it.
They played until late into the season,
days.
bro, and have come straight back. Any injuries in the middle or beginning? Oh my gosh, we need to rest him.
I'm not going to say it's not bad, and that's not why you're where you are. I'm just saying, don't complain about it.
Yeah.
That's the gamble you took. That is the gamble you took at the end of the day, right?
Get over it.
I took some gambles. They haven't worked out in my favor. Don't hear me complaining. That's the gamble you take.
Can I ask, just for myself and some of the public, is it true that there's a championship group?
Listen, like I said, I think and I'm sure the lads will be happy for me to take this position as the preeminent champion, as I'm the one with more rings than any other individual. I will be the spokesperson for this so-called group. I can neither confirm nor deny. However, there's only one way to find out. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So Clutch City, CJ McCollum's returned.
You nasty thing.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. CJ McCollum's returned. The energy's sapped out of this one, blood. McCollum's returned now. Obviously, Jermaine, that's good news for him. Marcus has got, Van Vliet's sitting out at the moment with, I think it's COVID.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that's going to look. I'm not sure that's going to look when he comes back.
Sorry, on the Van Vliet point, because I know the league's saying someone's out because of COVID protocols. Van Vliet's been out for a couple of weeks now, and I think contact tracing is like 10 days. So I think we're kind of trying to figure out who's actually out because of contact tracing and who's out because they've actually had the thing. I think Van Vliet's been out for a bit longer. So if he has been out for a bit longer and he might have actually contracted COVID, what do we see from coming back? Because we see not every player returns the same when they have that. So
it's the same with Siakam as well, isn't it?
Yeah. It's similar situation.
Well, we're gonna have to monitor that one because Seth Curry never returned back to how he was, but he's on the up. But we'll talk about.
I'm on it.
Yeah, there you go. Embiid is out for Tahir, as well as John Wall. So yeah, we've got a couple of superstars sitting out. But
just to say before we move on, to hear your management of your team recently has been disgraceful, and it's pathetic. And you need to pattern up because you can't run certain excuses. I'm not going to chat man's business on there, but you can't use certain excuses. Yeah. You need to fix your fucking team, because you've got Embiid out. Bro, there's like 3 men on your bench. I could have gone right into those slots.
You're finished. Wallahi, you're finished. Let him know, fam. Let him know he's finishing.
You're messing it up, bro. Come on, man. Pattern up, man. Pattern up, bro.
Straight up.
What Tahir's doing is some of the most abhorrent management I've seen.
Disgraceful.
In all fantasy time. He is in a dogfight at the bottom. And he just doesn't care. And that's fine. You're allowed to not care. Some people, I'm in it to win it. If I'm not going to win it, then I don't care. But what...
It's a poor mentality as well, though.
What boggles the mind is this is from someone who said we should move the league to a daily fantasy format. You can't keep up week to week, my guy. And I'm going to get on Stevie for doing this, and now I'm doing it myself. I'm talking to a guy who's probably not even going to listen to this. That's the sort... Tahir's not going to listen. He doesn't care about the league this year.
Oh,
He's not put his heart in this. He's not watching his team. Do you think he's listening to any podcast? He doesn't care.
Chance.
It's disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful. The effort he's put into this year, he should be ashamed of himself. Yeah. He should be ashamed of himself. I hope his team rots.
By the way, no, honestly, on that point, people who need to be ashamed of themselves. Scott Foster needs to be flipping ashamed of himself, bro. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, fam. Some of them decisions, bro. Did you see that decision? Well, you don't think so?
No. So, from what I saw from the play, he's saying that Kyrie has gone to swipe the ball. Yeah, he has made contact with the ball, but the ball has not become dislodged from Randle's hands. So it's almost like when someone has the ball, like you're both holding it. If you get away with it, you strip it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not stripped the ball away.
The call was correct.
The call was correct.
Julius Randle did not lose possession. From what I saw, he did not lose possession. If you still have possession of the ball, you can't now dribble it, bro.
Yeah. I think at first when I even watched the replay back, it did look like the ball didn't really release from his hand after Kyrie maybe got a little bit of a touch on it.
Yeah.
Good call.
Like, he was still going up, but then it's not like he just dropped it. It looked like he took a dribble. It looked like he pushed it towards the ground.
Like, he was getting himself comfy again. That's what he was doing. Like,
yeah, definitely. He's trying to take advantage. But would you just see when he came down, could he have taken a jump shot from that spot?
What do you mean? After he dribbled it?
So if he went up and came back down, he could have taken a jump shot, no dribble in it.
No, because he left his feet.
That would have then just been the travel call, because it's as if you've gone to take a jump shot.
Yeah.
The ball hasn't left your hand and you've just hopped forward and landed again.
So it's a travel before you can even make the move.
Yeah, you've already travelled. Like, he should have hoisted that up while he was in the air.
Yeah, that makes sense. Got you.
And I think, again, Scott Foster made the right call. I think Scott Foster did make the right call, but that's not to say Scott Foster isn't a disgusting official, one of the worst referees. And I do think he was in with Tim Donaghy on the whole fixing scandal back in the day. He's absolutely horrid. He has the worst reputation amongst any referee in the league. And if one or two players are saying it, fair enough. But if the whole league is like, this guy, this guy's on one, then, there's clearly an issue with this guy. I'm not saying he's not a good referee. I'm saying he's a disgusting referee. And speaking of disgusting people, while I'm here, since I know we're short on time, fuck Ed Woodward. Anyway,
keep saying it, fam. Keep saying it. But boys, what do you not think of the Knicks though?
They're looking pretty good for what they've got, yeah. They're not going to make any noise in the playoffs like that. They'll probably push someone back a couple of games, but they're not coming out in the first round. But for what they're building, they've always said, every free agency, we want this superstar. Bro, just go get some medium to high pieces like a Julius Randle that can turn out. And then, because I think they should get someone like a Zach LaVine, like players that get, like, looked over, but, like, the production is so high. So if they carry on that kind of thought process of not blockbuster players, then I think they can really do something, man.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing is they have missed out on a lot of those kind of second tier stars, if you want to call them that, a lot of the times. But it's the culture there. Like look at what's happened recently. The whole Patrick Ewing situation there. They're not really looking after the brand itself.
It's true.
It's true, man.
True. Well, on trade rumors though, Curtis, obviously this is directly affecting you. Andre Drummond, bro, where do you think he could go? Because I'm not going to lie, I know I asked you this question, but I genuinely think that Golden State would be a good little landing spot for him, you know?
Golden State would be a good fit because I could see him getting kind of high 20s minutes. He'll do what he does. He kind of 17 and whatever. I think the Lakers would be a good fit while there's loads of question marks around AD. The paint's kind of open. They need a true rim protector. I actually think one of the worst fits for me would be if he goes to the Nets because they've just got so many options that it'll just end up dying in the rotation. So Golden State, carry on, sorry.
What about the Celtics? Sorry to cut you. What about the Celtics?
Celtics would also be a very good position because their paint's open. They're looking to move Tristan Thompson at the moment, aren't they?
But that's the thing. I can see. Sorry, Wilkes. I can see John Collins going, you know, to the.
So there's talks of that, which would obviously be great for me because I feel like Clint Capella's just mashing up his full potential. I'm not saying he's going to go on and get like 7-8 more points or something, but just a few more points and like maybe an increase on the block. Maybe some more boards as well, because they've not really got a solidified centre. They've got Daniel Face and Robert Williams and Tristan Thompson. They're going to move one of the three, I feel like. I think he's had enough of Daniel. So they'll move one of the three and get him, hopefully. But, I think that's the thing with these trades in fantasy is that you have to be very smart with what you do before the trade deadline because if you make a move too early, you can be getting a player with less usage and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So it's very key around this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a bit selfish with Collins at the moment. I'm hoping that he even lasts till free agency because I can see him joining the Heat. I can see him in South Beach still.
I hear that still.
Do
you want him at the Heat though?
Wait, who would you give up for him?
No, because he's a free agent this year. If they don't move him, they're going to let him be a free agent. Yeah. So either trade for him now and secure him, or try and sign him in free agency.
I don't think he would go to the Heat.
Next to Bam at that power forward spot.
I don't get the whole two big men thing.
Too big, and none of them's especially good at shooting.
I don't like that, bro.
John Collins can knock it down, man. He can work on that.
That's not what I said, man. Shit, listen. I said especially good at shooting.
Yeah.
I don't think in today's league, where they favour just being able to stretch the floor, I don't think it's being especially good is needed right now. If you can knock it down and force people to be honest.
I think if you have 5 guys that can knock it down and force people to be honest, is fine. But if you have Jimmy who can't stretch the floor, if you have Bam who ain't splashing threes, and now you add John Collins as well, I just don't think the spacing works. And I also think John Collins personally wants to have a bigger role in the offense than being relegated to a finisher in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, and to wrap it up, I just want you lot's opinion on this. Yeah, it's based around Nikola Vucevic. Now he's balling out. He's going crazy this year, and this is something that came to my attention. And D, you actually mentioned this before, but we asked the people on our Twitter, actually, what do they think of this? In terms of Vucevic, can you lot see him getting traded? Can you see, and if so, where is a good destination for him to land?
I think with a Vucevic, it would almost be a situation where he'd have to ask for a trade because he's kind of one of those low maintenance guys, not earning a ridiculous amount that the Magic can just hold on to. Like, when people can go back to arenas, he will sell some tickets. So I think he'd have to ask for it for him to get a trade. But there's definitely a market for him.
All right. Nah, I think with Vucevic, he's one of the biggest anomalies in basketball, bro. It's like he'll get slept on throughout the year, then we all get that memory back of like, this guy can really ball, man. But then it's like, what are you trading with to get a player like that? He's been very hard to gauge with what he does in a different system, and just what you're getting out of the players. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the same destinations we could talk about Drummond and Collins is the exact same destinations we could talk about for Vucevic. And I just don't know whether any other spots work for him. And I think if I'm honest with you, I think Aaron Gordon moves before he moves. There's a lot of talks about that right now. The Trailblazers want like an athletic forward, aside from Derek Jones there. The Timberwolves want an athletic forward. So we'll see how it goes. Go ahead, Dione.
Is Aaron Gordon good?
That's bro. Like, it's almost like saying like if you ask that about Andrew Wiggins, it's like he's not crap, but it's just he's not exceptionally great. It's like this weird middle ground of like, yeah, cool. Like you can help a contender in it a lot. You can help them a lot. You know what I'm saying? If someone like Jeremiah Grant can go Pistons and ball out the way he's balling right now, I feel like if you give Aaron Gordon a team of that level, he could do similar-ish type numbers. Is that great or not at a crap team? I don't know. I don't know how you write that. Can you do it for a contender? No, I don't think Aaron Gordon could do it for a contender. So,
oh boy, I guess we'll see. Trade deadline's coming up soon anyway, so I'm sure there's going to be a few moves. And any last words, gentlemen?
Trade deadline, I think it's the 25th. So about another 10 days or so. So yeah, we'll see where everyone lands. I don't think there'll be much movement. Me personally, just because I think a lot of teams still see themselves in a shout of making now playing to go get spanked by whoever's number one seed in the first round of the playoffs. But yeah, so for that reason, I don't think there'll be much movement. But yeah, looking forward to the next 10 days.
Yes. Drummond better be playing in the next 2 weeks. That's all I know.
Or you're dead because you should have traded him.
I'll still finish above you. I want to hear it.
You 100% will. Bad management, though. Bad management.
I rate the honesty. Certain gems.
Someone had bad luck. Someone had bad management. Making
and I'm just sitting pretty, you know what I'm saying? Oh, too, man.
Shut up.
For now.
Live in the moment, my guy. Live in the moment.
And yeah, that's all we have time for, people. So thank you for joining us again on this week's episode of Rings and Things Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Join us again next week. And remember, please to like, subscribe, share, rate, and follow us on all of our socials. We out of here.